Welcome to
Get Out of the Office. I'm Jamie.
I'm Sierra.
We're here with another episode of Get Out of the Office and Go to Europe.
It's been a while because we've been getting out of the office. We haven't had time to get in the office and record.
Yeah, but here we are, and we're just going to recap our trip. So our first video ever was when we went to Alaska. So Sierra and I did not go to Europe together, but we went to some cool places. So Sierra can start because she went to Europe first.
I did. We went a couple weeks apart. I went the third week of August for 9 days. We landed in Mykonos, Greece, and then went, it really has no rhyme or reason, but Mykonos, Greece, to Naples, Italy, and then to Pompeii, and we hiked Mount Vesuvius, and then to Rome. I went to Rome. Not everyone went with me. And then back to Greece. We went to Athens, and then back to Mykonos.
And so I feel like people ask, like, why did you do this trip? So who were you with, and what made you want to do the trip, I guess?
That's a good question. I think I just went just because I hadn't been to Italy or Greece before. I brought a couple different friend groups. And so they didn't know each other. There was 5 of us total, but they didn't know each other going into it, but everyone knew me. So that was interesting. And then, yeah, there really wasn't it was cheaper to fly out and fly into Mykonos than to fly out of like Athens or Italy. So that's why it was so crazy. There's no rhyme or reason. But
yeah, maybe throw a photo of a map so people can see that.
Yeah,
where you went.
I can do that. But
so what was your first stop? Day one.
Day one was Mykonos. It was like almost night, so we watched the sunset on like this boat, and then went and ate, and the food was incredible. And then we walked around. I got a tattoo, and then
I got a tattoo.
That was day one, and then we just went back to our Airbnb, and the next morning we woke up, hung out a little bit, and then flew to Naples, Italy, and ate a lot of food in Naples. Naples is the home of the pizza, so there's lots of pizza.
Pizza. Were people running around saying that? Pizza.
No, just us.
Okay.
Just us. But yeah.
You sent me a photo of some really good gnocchi. It looked like
oh my gosh, yes.
What was your favorite meal?
There's not a lot of protein, which is fine because I'm a vegetarian. The margarita pizza, everywhere had margarita. Even if it was like not even a pizza place, there was margarita pizza. And then probably the picture I sent you, I tried gnocchi.
Yeah, I think it's gnocchi.
Or it was. I tried it like 4 or 5 different times, but the first night was the best. I can't pronounce anything there, and not a lot of people didn't speak English very well. So like
they spoke Italian.
Yeah.
Was that, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Greece was so hard because the alphabet is completely different, so you can't even try to use context clues. That was really hard, and nobody spoke English in Mykonos, like around Mykonos. So yeah.
What was one of your favorite places?
Rome. I'm a big history buff, so yeah. I spent, me and one of my other friends went to Rome and did a tour, and then I went through it twice because I was in heaven. Rome's awesome. The Colosseum was incredible, mind-blowing. Like, it was kind of like, we've both been to Paris, but in Paris, like, I was like going into it thinking I was going to be so underwhelmed with the Eiffel Tower. Like, it's literally just a steel tower, but like, you'd be, like, anywhere in Paris, be like, oh, my gosh, there's the Eiffel Tower. It was kind of like that with the Colosseum. Like, I'd be, like, so far away from the Colosseum. I'm like, oh, my gosh, there's the Colosseum.
Yeah.
But it was mind-blowing.
Yeah. She brought me back playing cards.
Athens. Play rummy. We haven't played with them as well.
Yeah, we haven't. They have been open to look at them.
We played with our German ones.
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Is that the Colosseum?
No, that's the Colosseum's in Rome.
Oh, yeah.
That's, is it called the Pantheon?
Pantheon.
Yeah. That's the Pantheon in Athens, which was also cool because there was a lot of history there. Lots of tours, lots of food, lots of tours, tons of wine.
And you guys struggle with jet lag a little bit. You said like you just be up at night.
Yeah,
and
it didn't help that we Airbnb, but we were in a new city every single day.
Yeah,
which also didn't help. Mount Vesuvius, we climbed Mount Vesuvius and went to Pompeii. That was one of the coolest things. Hiking up a volcano, an active volcano. It was cool. I got in trouble on one of the switchbacks I cut through and got yelled at by the Italian police.
Never cut through a switchback.
No, that was my bad. Yeah.
Maybe. But, okay, you said Rome was your favorite thing.
Rome
if
or
you
Athens.
could change one thing, do one thing over, or, like, what was maybe one of the things that are like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think maybe... I know why we went to Mykonos, just because it was the cheapest, but probably cutting that out.
Oh, really?
It was,
Greece.
I would have spent more time in Athens. We just spent a day in Athens.
You guys' Airbnb looked beautiful.
Yeah,
in Greece.
It was. The Airbnb was incredible in Greece. My favorite was probably Naples, but the Airbnb there. Everywhere in Naples is stairs. There's no elevators anywhere, so I burned a ton of calories.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine because I was eating only bread and noodles.
Pasta. Yeah.
But in Naples is on, like right next to the sea, so we got to go to. It's not much of a beach. It was rocks, but the sea was cool. Seeing the water, but yeah, culture is cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. My roommate Michaela and I, she was in Prague for a research conference the week before. I met her September 13th. We were September 13th to the 19th. I met her in Switzerland. And the first day I got in, we went up on top of this like mountain and just looked over the city of Interlaken. It was beautiful, like mountains, really big green mountains. The water below was like super blue. So from there we took a train, a lot of trains, which that is one of the hard things for me. I was like, I don't understand these trains. I probably missed a couple the whole time we were there. And then we took a train to a place called Lauterbrunnen, which a lot of people say is one of the most beautiful places, like a little mountain town. Very expensive. We got dinner there one night, the first night, and my first time actually having fondue, cheese fondue, so good. We tried everything traditional. We're like, we'll take the traditional meal, and it was literally a brat and hash browns. We're like, okay, we can make this at home, so I'm not paying $50 for a brat and hash browns. But then the next day we went up to, it's called the top of Europe. It's called the Jungfrau Mountain. We took a tram thing up there, and then hiked. And then that night, actually another highlight of the trip, we stayed in hostels, which are just like, I don't know, dorms for random people. There were us two other Midwestern girls, two Australian guys, a girl from Ireland, and then the bartender at our hostel was from Russia. So us seven just like hung out and played card games and Uno and had some drinks, and that was a lot of fun. The next morning we woke up and we went back to we did some hiking. We went back to Interlaken and did paragliding. Now, this was something that was probably, if I were to say, like, one of the best things about the trip was just like paragliding, this sitting in this man's crotch, kind of. It's what you do. Thought it would be weird, but it was just so beautiful going over, just so peaceful. And I thought it'd be a lot more adrenaline than it was. It was fun, but you're just like sitting in this parachute the whole time. That was so. Have you ever been paragliding?
What's the one where it's like
parasailing's over the water?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I did parasailing, and I've been in a hot air balloon.
Okay,
but I've not gone paragliding.
Just very.
I'm afraid of heights, so anything like that is out of my comfort zone.
That was very peaceful. And then we went to Zurich, which is a big city in Switzerland, and just kind of did more of the city life, and had dinner, had some really good wine that night, ate more fondue. Then we hopped on a 5-hour bus ride to Munich, Germany. Now, this is a really fun thing. It was opening day of Oktoberfest, and so I know it's like, in September. Yes, the very first day of Oktoberfest. Sarah will put some photos and videos from Oktoberfest, but it's like they have hundreds of tents that fill hundreds of people, all in their lederhosen and their dirndls, and just dressed up for the first day of opening day at 12, where the mayor says, drink beer, and these ladies walk around with these big pints of beer. Super cool. We were literally there from 12 to 9 p.m. So we were there for a while, but the day kind of flew by. We sat by some townies. I don't know if you'd want to call them that, but they were some older guys from Munich, and so they kind of knew the ropes, and it was really awesome. Singing songs with them, and after the Oktoberfest is set on fairgrounds, so we actually went and rode 2 rides, and then we're like, all right, we should go home because we have a lot of beer in our system. But it was so fun, a lot of pretzels. Where we stayed was a campground. It had hundreds of little small tents, like super small, fit me and Michaela perfectly, and we had our luggage in between. That was it. And then there's they're just stacked right next to each other. And
did you hear people snoring?
We heard so many people snoring, and then so many people having conversations. We're like, this is crazy. So we wake up the next morning. We were going to do Oktoberfest again, and we look at each other. We wake up. We're like, do you just want to hop on the quickest train out of here? And so we take a 2-hour train ride to Austria. So Michaela had been in Austria already, but we went to a different part. It was just 2 hours away. We got in on Sunday, so everything was closed. We did some laundry. A lot of castles and fortresses, and the architecture was really beautiful. We did a hike around sunset. The next morning, a lot of gelato.
Is that where you did the Hitler's thing?
Yes, so that's the next morning we woke up. We went to a place called Eagle's Nest. So we had to rent a car. All the cars are stick shift. And I was like, well, gonna test my stick shift knowledge. I only killed it once, but it's this little Tesla looking car that it was driving up and down these hills. We had to stop for gelato, of course, and so that's when I killed it. Was on a hill trying to get gelato, but anything for the gelato.
Worth it.
Which was super good. We had it every night. Sometimes we had it twice a day. But we went to this place called the Eagle's Nest, and it's actually in Germany. It's in this sweatshirt I got, Berchtesgaden. It's the national park that they have there, and it was a 4.5 mile hike up, and then also back down. You can get a bus, but we're kind of that's cheating. So we hiked up. It was Hitler's holiday house is what they call it sometimes. He would bunker away there. So cool, kind of hear some history about that. We just went up to the top and had an apple and some cashews, looked at it, hiked back down, which is even harder on our knees. Did another hike when it started raining on us a little bit. And I'm so happy we did this other small hike because it was this is one of my favorite days. We were at noon. We were up at really high point overlooking everything, and we looked down at this lake and we're like, let's go hike that. So then we climb all the way down, get in our car, drive 10 minutes, and then we're hiking this lake, which you'll see a photo. So quiet, so peaceful. It's in this valley. Now we're at the lowest of this place, and it was really cool just to be at the highest and then the lowest, and so peaceful. And we're just thinking, back in America, that would be where all the pontoons would be and people would be partying, but with it being a national forest, it's or national park, it's preserved and just super peaceful and fun. Got some more food that night. That night was our last technical night. We ate really fancy at a rooftop bar because it was raining. Got some really good steak. Had some really good wine again. And then that next morning, Michaela flew out earlier than me. She flew out at 9, so we left Austria at 4, got into Germany. She got on her flight, and then I took a train to Munich, back to Munich to just kind of go around and look at all. I just had my phone and was looking at all the historical points, which was super cool. I was in the Marina Platz, is what they call it, the plaza part, and at 11 and 12 they play this video of these it's man worked little spinny dolls and spinny things on top of. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. Hopefully I have a video of it, but really cool. I ate more pretzels there and read my book, and that was just really cool, just kind of take it all in. I talked to a homeless guy that was reading his Bible, and talked to him for about 30-45 minutes, and just about the Catholic faith and how that's all the cathedrals and all the churches there and how beautiful they are, and it was just really cool getting to talk to him. But yeah, it was really, really fun because then I got back and had a good old knee surgery. So really fun trip just to kind of round out the year. Again, my reasoning for going was having paid time off work is really awesome. So using that, but also the little trip before my knee surgery, and my roommate was already over there, so it's kind of well, I haven't been to Europe in 5 years, and so kind of fun to go back, and I'm really happy that we went. It was just really awesome. Got some playing cards from Munich, and then a little Interlaken Switzerland magnet, and then sweatshirt. So yeah, the low of my, like, if I could go back and change one thing, it would maybe be the tent camping was a little rough. I was like freezing. I thought my toes were gonna fall off. Figuring out the trains, and then I will just say this: European tampons.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, and so that was the fun trip.
Was my bag is still in.
Oh, that's right.
My bag is still in Greece, which is sad. I had a lot of clothes in there that I really liked. My favorite was my Hard Rock Cafe Rome shirt that I wore to the Vatican. Is in that bag. At least I got a picture in it. I do have a picture. Cute picture, but my bag is still in Greece.
And Shelly's bag is still there.
And another low is you took a train and bus a lot of places, but we flew everywhere. And some of these airplanes were literally just like metal with some lawn chairs in them. That's kind of how I would describe it. It was pretty scary sometimes, but
I also got yelled at for putting my feet up on the train.
Oh yes, I got yelled. I took a train from
no, and I was
Naples to Rome, and I got yelled at that that was weird.
They're like, you're gonna put holes in the seat, and I was like, I'm so sorry. They're like, you can take your shoes off though. No, I'm okay.
No, it's not the Chicago train.
Yeah.
No.
But that was fun.
Yeah.
To wrap up, we'll have our t-shirt winner.
You announce it.
Josh Hanlon. Thank you for liking and subscribing.
Yes.
We'll get you that free Get Out of the Office t-shirt. You all like and subscribe, and you could be our next winner. And then we'll close out with, what are you listening to? What are you reading? And what are you watching?
What are you looking forward to?
What are you looking forward to?
Yeah.
Okay. You go first.
Okay. What am I reading? It's called The Killers of the Flower Moon, I think. Something similar to that. It's a true story about a Native American tribe, the Osage tribe, that got displaced from Kansas to Oklahoma. Ended up getting put on this land that was rich in oil. People didn't know that. Then they became some of the richest people in the United States in the 1920s, and then they just slowly started disappearing. And it's a mystery. At the same time, J. Edgar Hoover was creating the FBI, so that was one of the first FBI investigations, but I just started it. What am I listening to? You actually told me to listen to it. The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling. Incredible podcast. Incredibly done. What am I looking forward to? It's almost October, and I have 2 aunts. And it's football season. It's game day. I have 2 aunts that aren't that much older than me, and we watch Hocus Pocus the very beginning of October every year. So I'm looking forward to that.
I just finished my book, finally. It was really cool. It was called Beneath the Scarlet Sky. Mm-hmm. And it took place in northern Italy, so it was actually pretty cool to be like, oh, I'm kind of in that region. Yeah. When I was reading it and finished it 2 days ago, and I had a lot of time after my surgery. I'm listening to Need to Breathe's new album. That's really good. We're going to a concert at the very beginning of November with Need to Breathe and Judah and the Lion. And so their new album called Caves is just really good.
It's good.
And then I'm looking forward to, I have a couple weddings. I have one today and I have one next weekend. And also, I love football season, so just an excuse to sit on the couch and watch some football is a lot of fun. So, what I'm reading, since I don't know if I said that, I just finished the book, so Sierra's gave me 2 new ones. You guys should drop a comment which one you think I should read. So, either you tell them.
It was Educated, which is a memoir, or Daisy Jones and the Six, which is also just a fun read.
So, drop a comment what you think I should read next, or if you have other recommendations. I'm always looking for books. More so she is, because she reads in a day. But thank you guys for listening. We'll be back in a couple weeks.